A reason about certain things. People say, we analysts find that the pretty girl, people are my cousin. Yeah.
Big up on yourself. No, I'm joking.
So what?
I said big up on yourself.
You hear that?
But yeah, I don't know.
Me,
I'm awkward in front of the camera too. But I would love to do like music vlogs, teaching people how to like release their songs. So many people come to me for that stuff.
Like Miss V tell me say sometimes, Miss V say, why make you not chat like how when you, cause sometimes before me do a video, me run it pan her, you know. And say, I mean I talk, me just a talk.
Why you don't talk like
why
that?
not talk like that when like
the camera's rolling.
the camera, you know what I mean? Me say, you know, but I say things that, you know, sometimes when you, that's the vibes, isn't it? It's all about the vibes, the vibes. You know what I mean?
Miss V is so special.
You real. You know what I say? You have a video for doing, you know. And this video me do about cause they do one video about what you call it there? You know, then tan bad pitney. Pitney with tan bad. You know some pitney dirty ways?
Leave the picnic never alone.
No. Me no like, you know, me I tell you say
Kids should be off limits.
Exactly. And not even off limits. Kids must have discipline and training.
Yeah.
You know, so somebody come here over there, you know. And I'm my cousin, you know. And him bring in daughter, you know. My first me meeting daughter. His daughter have 2 pitney, you know.
Yeah.
And then come on my yard, you know. And when they come in, I mean, I see 2 pitney. As they come through the 2 pitney, start run from room to room, you know. I run from room to room. You know, when they catch some pitney go one park, and you go through the gate I park, and say, no go on now. And then just I run up and down, I look on the monkey, them I look on the ape, and I look on the everything like they excited. I said, the pitney I go on I pill. I mean, I said, no man, I'm not so this thing supposed to go. They're supposed to have, you go with your kids, them, they're supposed to stand up with you. And you know what I mean? Not just running up people place. So I'm supposed to have some bad dog in one room and then go in and say, when they dog them. You don't hear kind of something, you know? No man, you can't.
But kids are also supposed to be monitored as well.
Exactly.
They're supposed to be monitored.
Them, well, if the parents think you monitor themselves, think you monitor pitney them. That's how I see it. You understand? Yeah. You can know, when you see a child that is disciplined from home, you can know them easily. Yeah. You understand? But some of the parents, when they put them loose, then Lego them like...
In the UK, you're going to find that enough because this is not Jamaica.
And me know...
How things are in Jamaica, like, I've seen my cousins who come out of Jamaica, I got manners.
Yeah.
Manners.
So listen me now.
Especially the youngest ones.
But listen this now. On the video, me I tell the people, them say, when they pick them rude, them lick out them backside. You know what I mean? Lick out them backside, them tongue, you know what I mean? Get something and lick them, slap them, make them feel it. Miss V go tell me, say, me can't tell people to do them something because it's illegal.
Not just that it's illegal, yeah? Every child is different.
Yeah, but at the same time, even if it's illegal, am I illegal to slap them or beat them, yeah? But I don't think it's illegal to tell people if you do that.
Yeah, it probably is there in an amendment somewhere it probably is. Of course they're gonna attach that to it. Yeah, that's gonna probably.
Then if me go say people, for discipline them pitney and people want to hear me on one video and then got murder them pitney, I want murder them pitney and me at them.
It's the same thing as say it's not the same, yeah, but I take that back. Wipe that off the record. Yeah. It's not the same, but it's like say there's a law now, you can't go around lynching, and then someone says, all right, makes a video now you to lynch them. Do you get me? That would come into the law the same way that if they say you can't, if they say right now we're gonna put beating your child or slapping your child as abuse, so it's illegal, then they're gonna attach anyone going around saying to do it in this country, they're gonna attach that and associate it and say, all right, you can't do that.
That's why you find so much criminal in this country.
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm saying?
You could be a criminal and you don't even know.
Exactly. Because to what they putting them brought up, they putting them left to their own device to do what they want to do because the government will back them. Listen, we have come from a place, you see, where not even with parents alone, because school already something wrong, teacher lick out the backside. You understand? Discipline. Because we grew up on the discipline, you know. As I say, when you see it hurt, you put it to slap, because so they learn, because some people here is tough. And the only way they can remember, say, anytime they open the fridge door, they know if slam you. When you slap them on their hand and say, don't slam the fridge door like that again. Then next time they will shut the fridge door and take them time. Because remember.
Okay then, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think if you as a parent was told to bring your child up, could you bring your child up in a society without smacking them and still produce an upstanding child?
Of course, we do that.
So then, if that is the case, then the law might have a point in that sense.
No, some people.
Because if you don't need to eat,
yeah, some people you have to slap them. Some people, you see, all right, let me show you some people. Some people, you may come, me and them talk about this ADHD. What's it name?
ADHD.
You say ADHD.
I know you're gonna have done that already.
Hold on. ADHD.
ADHD, so it means
any damn thing.
No. So ADHD is attention hyperactivity.
Yeah, they must seek attention. You picking them.
Is it ADHD? It says attention
deficit, seeker. Just call it attention seeker.
Deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
That means, you know what I mean?
Have you ever, on a real note, have you ever spent a lot of time or read the symptoms or done any kind of research on ADHD?
No.
This is what I will say, yeah?
Me forgot really.
If you have a cold, you know the symptoms of what a cold is.
Yeah.
If you have and this is as a carer, when it comes to disabilities, I do my research now. Yeah. But what I will say is, when you have symptoms of a cold, if you have symptoms of COVID, if you have symptoms of anything, you know about it because you've read about it, you've heard it on the news, you research it, and then you know bare people who's had it. Yeah. It's the same thing with these. Like I used to have the same conversations with my dad, and my dad is proper old school traditional Jamaican. So when he hears autism or ADHD, he's like, just see $1.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you hear majority of Jamaicans say.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do find about our culture, culturally, within black people, is that, and I love the way that we are good with medicine and things like that. When it comes to the straight herbal medicines and things, we're amazing. We don't go on the chemicals and the drugs too much. We do it in our house. Ginger.
Homemade remedy.
Yeah, ginger. You got garlic. You got do you get what I'm saying? But you see, when it comes to hearing a diagnosis and actually going and looking up the symptoms, unless it's the most common one, I find that in our culture, especially with the adults, they don't. And we got to be careful doing that, because if we doing it, then the kids are going to do it too. And I'm not saying about the treatment or anything, what you have after it, but I'm just saying, if our culture was more clued up on the symptoms, and we researched it like how we know about the cold.
Them will get beaten, will get it.
No, listen. If we had if we research, if you did your research and everyone does their research on the symptoms of these things, I promise you, the children wouldn't be this way how it is now. The only reason why it is because it's easy for people to just look at a child who's got the diagnosis and say, "Sure, I ain't gonna read the symptoms. I ain't gonna read what they have to take if they're on any medication." How you know it's not the medication making them like that? You don't know until you do the research. Because a lot of these children that you see that are kicking up stink and doing all the rest of it, they're on medication, and the side effects of the medication is worse than the actual diagnosis.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
So it's like sudden death. That's one of them. Yeah, that's for a normal common ADHD medication. It's one of the side effects is sudden death. Another of the side effects is you can get bipolar disorder, schizophrenia. Do you understand? And then when you start to really see the side effects, you start to realize, some people will even tell you, I had my child go on a medication and it was worse, or they caught something else on off the back of that. So when you see these kids walking around, sometimes you're seeing someone with ADHD and autism with symptoms of schizophrenia, or you're seeing symptoms of, because they're so young, they don't go into your mind like that. Oh, that child could have symptoms of this or symptoms, but it's very, very real out here. Very real.
Well. This is my thing. In spite of all of that, yeah. No, if I pity them when they say I have ADHD or something name, are the parents make them have it. Listen. Are the parents? You know, me tell you, say the parents make them have it.
That's for another episode.
No. Me I tell you no. The parents make them have it because a lot of these parents, you see, then like free life, then they want to bother with the pitney them. As they pitney, they want to look at something, yeah? Before then, they score the pitney and try to go the pitney proper, then put it down. Oh, him have ADHD, what something name? ADHD, or what right name? Yeah, they have that. And some of the time, you know what they do? When the kids them rude, yeah, the parents them set it in front of the kids them, like they might give the kids them ammunition for behave bad because it come down. The kids them can say, oh, what wrong with you? Oh, me have ADHD. You know what I mean? Those parents, listen me, I tell you something, man. In a Jamaica, me know you have some kids, you see, will pick up rudeness, you know, because them parents are teaching them, you know, but them by going to school and pick up rudeness and start rude and start misbehave themselves. And two of them mother pick piece of whip and something again and two slap, then just come back in from which part the rudeness. Then nobody rude again because they know say if they do this and do that, mama I go discipline them. You understand? But if you left them, if you go on with their ADHD, them are going to love it. Them are going to say, yeah, me can do anything and get away with it.
But
because me have ADHD.
That's not ADHD though. Okay, so basically you got a child, and all children have the ability to misbehave, yeah? So you got a child with the ability to misbehave. And then you have on this side ADHD, which is a diagnosis, yeah? So the ADHD is a chemical imbalance in the brain. That's what it is. It's biological basically, yeah? It doesn't mean it's genetic and it's been inherited. It just means that it's a chemical imbalance. It could have happened when the baby was a fetus. It could happen when the baby was, but there's some kind of where the child was born, yeah? Whether they've developed it in their teenagers, whether they've developed it in their childhood, there's a chemical imbalance in the brain. That's what ADHD is. Yeah? So it's like a neurological disorder. That's what you would section as mental health side. Yeah? And it's mental health because it's in the brain. So if you put all these symptoms, if you read up the symptoms of ADHD, if you put all those symptoms into a young child that has the ability to misbehave, it's almost impossible to see where a symptom is and where that child misbehaves until as they get older and they start growing out of their childhood stuff. If you see things still sticking as they're getting older, developmentally at this age, my child should be able to like if I say no, it should be no. I shouldn't have to deal with a grown 25-year-old and they're sticking a knife inside the toaster because they're bored. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you kind of, when they're children, it is so much harder to see. And what I've noticed is when they're younger, it's like they're refusing to treat them until they get to the age of about 5 or 6. And I reckon, I'm not saying it is because I don't know for a fact, but I reckon it's got a lot to do with, you put ADHD with a child. I'm just talking about children. Do you get what I'm saying? It's gonna heighten, it basically heightens everything that child does, whether they're happy or whether they're unhappy. So imagine your child when your child is unhappy. Now if your child has ADHD, that's heightened times 10. It doesn't mean that they're hyperactive and they're running up and down. Not everyone with ADHD is hype. Some people with ADHD are the complete opposite. They're low, slow. They don't remember nothing. They don't hear when you're calling them. If you go fire,
They must say, what
right
is
in
that?
their face. No,
What?
you could. My son is the opposite. So I've got a friend. She's got a son with ADHD, and he is on the high. Like, he was hype. Yeah, young as he was younger. Now as he's gotten older, he's calmed down. You can see the symptoms that he's got properly now because, he's older. With my son, he is like the complete opposite. They're interested in the same things. That's about it. But he is more slow to respond to everything, and he's more like, you will have some people with ADHD who are like, I don't know, just like quick and jumpy and all over the place. And he's just the opposite. He's not jumpy or all over the place. He's more lazy, zoned out, and
just taking like, time doing things. He's doing things in his own way.
Yeah, in his own way. Do you get what I'm saying?
What I think I can answer still is this ASD is something a long time it's about.
Yeah.
It's about long time. But I say, you see, education is a good thing, is the key, because you see back like in Jamaica still, to be honest with you. A lot of the people where get beaten when they say rude and so I didn't must say the same ASD they have in a rude. But because people not educated.
They're rude. They're rude. Don't get twisted. You lot ain't not you're seeing what you're seeing. They're rude. But I'm just saying it's not like the child just ain't got no manners. It's like that child or that person takes longer than the average child to develop into
them brains.
Yeah, basically, it's not even their brains. It's just like, say, by the time I was 7, I was cooking. I was scaling fish and frying fish and washing up after myself and cleaning the house and babysitting, doing all these things at a young age. Not because no one made me, because I just did it.
Yeah.
But then you've got other, and no one really taught me how to do these things. I just watched the other adults, and do you get what I'm saying? I watch my cousins, and there's a lot of family around me, and I just do what I see. But then you've got other people who are not developed like that. Like we don't all develop at the same pace. And with them, it's just like a developmental delay. That's what I see. It's not like they're never going to behave and they're never going to, depending on what route they go and how they're treated. Because if you always get told you're a naughty child, if you're always getting told you don't listen, if you're always getting told you don't this and you don't that and you're not enough and this ain't enough and you need to do better, and you're not getting told well done, do you get what I'm saying, as much, then you're gonna have someone that is gonna behave how you're saying, because that's what they believe that they are. I think it's a lot to do with not just parents, but like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. For all of our kids in this UK, it takes a village. They go to school, so it depends on what your teachers are saying to you. It depends on what your...
That term, we used to take a village with a child. Them things don't apply in England.
Of course not.
In England, people are business with people.
In a sense, it does, just diplomatically differently.
Like Jamaica, Caribbean country, that more applies when they say take a village with a child. Because, what I tell you, in England, I see all them a pitney go to school, and them a smoke cigarette, a bus stop, all kind of something, school child, and nobody can say nothing to them. No big people can say to them what you're doing. You can't say that to them, because you say to them, it come like a problem. You put yourself in a Jamaica, if you see a little boy or a little girl say them a smoke, any miss a man or any miss a woman can go him and put on 2 licks on him and can go give him parents. You understand? That's where the village come in. The parents don't have to be there physically to discipline the child. Anybody will see the child do something out of the way can. You understand?
Yeah.
But not in England. That never.
But you know why? Because when I was 16, it was legal for me to smoke. It was legal when I was a child to smoke. In Jamaica, it wasn't. See, the laws, exactly. It's the laws. Just like 1 minute you're saying that the teacher should beat the kids. This is what they're doing here. 1 minute they're saying the teacher should beat the kids. So they're giving the teacher. So by the time my mum was in school, teachers was allowed to put lick on the kids. Yeah? All right. Then that's encouraging the parents to put lick on the kids, right? And then you've been putting lick on the kids all these years now. And then 1 year you're going to just turn around and go, and then you're letting the kids them smoke. You're letting the kids them drink. You're letting the kids them do this. And then 1 year you're just going to turn around and go, right, no more licks.
You talk about that?
No more licks. No more drink. No more smoke. Yeah. Look at the way the picnic them are behaving in England now.
Yeah. I just talk about that, you know. One teacher gave me a piece of beating at Jamaica one time at school, you see. Me say she dead over there too, you know. She dead. Yes, the worst beating me ever get from me. I get enough beating at school, you know, because I used to just do me one thing, you know. Me get beaten and laugh, you know, and come out and then call me back in the office and beat me again, you know.
Wow.
Call me and laugh, you know. Because me was a little toughie when me go to school, you know. I never ramp. Yeah? And the teacher beat me one, me had to come on entrance, you know, I mean a lesson, something we had, you know. I remember what me do, man, them time and then leather band they have, you know, at school, a leather belt, you know. The woman give me some lick across my back, you know. I never know, so this one cut up my back, you know. And somebody see me and say, in back a bleed. And me look, my back cut up with the belt, you know. Them time my father used to work on ship, you know. And my father just come off a ship and come for vacation, you know. Jesus Christ. My father go over to school the day, say, mad. Trust me, mad. And you know, so that teacher, me to grow up with that hatred with that woman, you know. And you know, so as me grow and get older, me and the teacher become the best friend.
Yeah.
Me and her become good friend. You understand me? I said, I say good friend, I mean good friend. Me and the woman a good friend till me, I said, why did someone did beat me for someone? If she knows, say me and her out on good friend, why she did beat me so? Bust up my back and never forget that, man. You can't forget that.
You know, sometimes what I do wonder though, like on a deep level, you see like how in our culture, like licks is for me and my friends, we used to sit down and run joke about how we used to get licks at home and things like that. But what I noticed, about this whole system, like whether we're in Jamaica, whether we're in England, America, wherever, you see, like back in the day when they were slaves, before slavery, like did they used to lick the people them like did we lick each other like that? Because you know, during slavery, they used to whip people all the time. They used to whip the slaves, yeah? And I always wonder, like, before slavery, did we used to lick each other like that?
No.
Or did we learn it through slavery and we just carried it into...
slavery bring in beating.
So why do we even want to continue it then?
Because it becomes a part of our culture.
Yeah, but it doesn't really become a part of our culture. It's still a part of slavery. It's not a part of our culture unless we make it a part of our culture.
All right. That's why them have a thing about with Jamaica and the society. Society with the people them where man and woman business. You know why Jamaican is thoroughly against it. There was a program on TV where they talk about it, you know.
Yeah.
And it because back in the slavery days, where the white man then used to do to the black man them and something like them all like do something to them in front of them people. You understand me? I said,
yeah.
As a part of, you understand?
Yeah.
So black people look upon them thing as a punishment to them. Back in the United slavery days, man used to, I think call it broke back or something and that, but then used to, you understand me? I said, so black people, especially Jamaican, we eat them something because when you remember say them thing that they used to do to four parents. You understand me? I said, them thing that, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think I know them say must illegal in Jamaica, so then get something like some here over there. Maybe say them pass them a lot of Jamaica feed them people.
What says no
illegal?
Licks is illegal.
No licks. Feed man and woman and something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, illegal. I never know. I mean, somebody mess around. I never know that.
It was illegal everywhere at one point.
But in Jamaica, then go on like so them that try to establish it. But you know, Jamaican people, them, they don't take that so easy, you know. Anyway, that's for one next different topic. That's one different topic, you know. But
I don't know too much about that, the topic there.
No, in himself. The AHD thing now, as me say, England pile up pitney. England. England spoil kids, man.
But I don't think it's the ADHD thing. I just think that the way, like I said, from when I was little, the way it used to be is not like how it is now. Hey. You see the way it used to be before, Paul?
Mm.
You could go outside and my kids would be playing outside with the other kids, and the other kids would be playing. All the kids on this road would be outside in the sun playing with each other. You see all the streets, you would see they take stone and there would be pure markings on the floor where they playing games, whether it's snakes and ladders, whether it's hopscotch, whatever. Now, it's not, I don't think it's only to do with parenting. Parenting has a lot to do with how you bring up your child.
Yep.
But I don't think it's the only thing anymore because of the society that we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
For example, now the society is mainly built off technology.
Yep. Yeah, because the people can watch them sitting and they can look and then see what's going on and learn.
Can you walk into your house every single day for a week without organizing it yourself and know you can walk into a room and your child ain't going to have a piece of technology in their face?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about everyone. Enough people can say, oh, we don't watch telly at this time and that. But realistically, I remember when I was little, the telly, I didn't even notice the TV. Unless someone sat us down to watch telly, we was outside playing or in a room playing with typewriter, with little kitchen set, with little dolly, with writing and painting and drawing. We didn't even notice the TV. So it's how society, I'm telling you, yeah, they have a way of implementing things into society because the things that they're implementing, like technology, do you get what I'm saying? That's just one of them. But over time, there's always something that they implement, yeah, that everyone starts doing in their house. So really, it's society who's dictating. We think we are in control and we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. But really, if someone's got a plan and they say, right, you know what? We got too much people trying to rent house. There's not enough houses. There's not enough land. There's too many more babies being born. All of this stuff is happening in the world. Climate change, all the rest of it. Too many people are out here. Not enough people are paying tax. Not enough people are working. And then the people who are working, they're not working. They're buying it and making their own business, and they're taking up more land. And then we need this land for houses to house these homeless people. Then we're bringing in all these people from foreign as well. We got to house them as well. There's so much going on. And then by the time they're sitting in their castle or Buckingham Palace or whatever, and they're eating their food and they're doing what they're doing, you look back over a few years and you say, Jesus Christ, we're in a worse situation than we've been in ever now. What are we gonna do? There's more people coming in. There's wars. There's pandemic. People need houses. Grenfell Tower thing. People need houses. People need things, and we just ain't got the space. We ain't got nowhere to put these people. What are we gonna do? And you see, from that pandemic happen, especially, I mean, technology would have taken over slowly anyway. But what technology has been doing is keeping people at home, whether it's at work, whether it is at
shopping, yeah.
Whether it is
dating. Yeah.
Who can't go on a holiday can go virtually. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
All through the pandemic, no one could go zoo, no one could go safari, no one could go museum. So what did they do? They put it online.
Yeah, man. Everything.
So everybody could buy their tickets online. Now, if a film comes out in a cinema, you don't have to go. You know that?
Yeah, we know.
Because the films now they premiere on Prime. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can now watch them online as they come out in the cinema.
Yeah.
So you don't need to leave your house. You have to start to think, why don't they want you to leave your yard? If society wants you to live a certain way, they will teach your children certain things in the school. You understand? Like back in the day, when was it? Let's, for example, World War II. World War II times, yeah? They was teaching the kids in them schools to sew. Enough people remember doing sewing. knitting.
Mm-hmm.
The girls was learning to knit and sew and cook and look after a baby and be a housewife. And the men were learning boxing. They were learning how to fight. They were learning how to use computer. They were learning how to do construction.
Everything.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that is the generation that they created. So as adults, that generation is going to go out into the world and do what they need to do in terms of having baby, being housewife, and in terms of construction.
Them something that cut out.
Yeah.
Girl not nowadays they're not even want pitney again. No girl nowadays don't want pitney. Girl they want freedom. Nowadays, girls, them I said.
You know what society wants by how they change their laws.
Yep.
Look at the laws now that they're changing in America.
Oh, 30.
Look at the laws in America now, yeah? The American laws, what they're doing now. I forgot that was on record.
Yeah.
From